From Barbados to Africa, voices unite. Educate minds, elevate sight. It's the Marcia Weekes Show. It's the Marcia Weekes Show. From Barbados to Africa, voices unite. Educate minds, elevate sight. It's the Marcia Weekes Show. Talk truth, build roots, stories unfold. Motivate change, mobilize is the mode. That's the MR code. Hey! We growing, we know it.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, boys and girls. It's really a pleasure to come to you this evening. I am telling you, I am so excited. I love to see the Barbadian flag flowing in the wind. It's my fan, really. Good evening. How is everybody doing? It is a wonderful Wednesday evening, and it's Wednesday, August 19th, 7:05 p.m. 7 p.m. on the dot. We are ready. This is the Marcia Weekes Show, and we're coming to you live from Barbados. You just heard the national anthem of Barbados, and I was holding in my hand the national flag of Barbados. It is indeed a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful evening. Now, this evening, oh my goodness, the circus keeps following us. If you're watching us for the first time here in Barbados, you might be watching from some other country, and you wonder, what is this circus we are talking about? Well, just wait. We're gonna take you for a ride. Because I am telling you, every time that we try to move on from the circus, somehow the circus keeps following us. The circus keeps following us. And tonight we are saying that this circus isn't always funny. I know that we're making jokes, we're laughing because it's a circus, but this circus is not really that funny. And you're going to see tonight. You're going to see tonight. Tonight we're going to first up we're going to talk about elevate the youth. As you know, we always do that. We try to leave Wednesday to talk about issues of relating to the youth, at least 45 minutes to an hour. And so we're going to give you 20 minutes of our young people in the garden. So we're going to do that this evening. Then we're going to go right into the what's happening with our taxi drivers. We're going to break it up a little bit and look at what's happening with the taxi drivers who are reaching out for help. They're calling out for help. And then at 8 o'clock, we're going to be talking about the government industrial school. You remember that? Well, apparently there's still some there are some problems there. And so we are going to delve into that for about 15-20 minutes. And then we're going to go full head on into discussing this issue with the government in terms of this circus. Now, how many of you have seen Marcia Cattle's press conference? We're going to break it down on the show tonight. We're going to break down that press conference. We're going to put it in context. And I have a carrot. I was supposed to start with my carrot. I was supposed to start with this carrot. I have been told that there's a particular person here in Barbados who loves to say big things come through them. That they are holding a carrot on a stick. I don't have a stick, but they're holding a carrot on a stick. And this carrot on the stick is being dangled before all of those party faithfuls. Let's put it like that. Or we must ask, is there anybody in cabinet who is going to hold this carrot to become the next PM in that party? We're going to talk about that tonight. We're going to talk about that tonight, all before we open the line for you to call in. Somebody, this carrot, a carrot, and all them, you hold the carrot and all. Who likes to eat carrot? Is it rabbits? Who like to eat carrots? Rabbits? Who you feel carrots to? You hold the carrot and those animals trying to get to the carrot, right? This is the role of Prime Minister. Oh boy. Then we are going to, of course, talk about who threw who under the bus. We have to get into that press conference tonight. We're definitely going to get into that tonight. So before we move any further, let me just say hello to Lucinda, to Judy, to Endes, Sharon, Teroni. Good evening, good evening, good evening. I have to pause to say good evening. Hi, Judy. Hey, Sherry, how are you? Mavis Lashley, Andrea Critchlow. Hey, Bajan boy, how are you? Matthew B, we're going to deal with the stuff tonight, Matthew B, concerning the taxi drivers in Barbados. We're going to at least start the process tonight, start the discussion. Yes, Erskine is saying, oh, Lord, save this country. Hi, Marcia Miller. Lori Bob. Lori, we have to meet now that, the crop over is finished. We got to meet now and to complete the, the project, what we're doing for Tiger, the 80-year-old Barbadian. I'm a big girl. Good evening. Monica Ince. Joy and Faith, Jacqueline Ward. Hi, Jackie. Very important stuff. It's the wrong Jackie. The other Jackie sent me some important information. Yes, but Jacqueline Ward is watching from St. Lucia. And Jacqueline says the circus government of Barbados got some real clowns. Hey, Colorts. And in mentioning Collerts is watching from London, from the UK. Is there anybody else watching from the UK? Whether watching from London in particular? London. Are you living in London and you're a frequent um, viewer of the Marcia Weekes Show? We need to get hold of you. 236-7000. That's for the people in London. Reach out to me. 236-7000. Are you watching me from London? And everybody want to know, why is she asking that? Well, you will know in time. All right. It's very important. If are you watching from London? Message me, please. 236-7000. Whether I know a lot of you might be sleeping now because it's about 12 o'clock now. But then I know you normally get up and you watch it a little later. You watch it when you get up in the morning, which is probably 2-3 o'clock our time. All right. So if that's you, we want to speak with you. All right. You're not in trouble. Hi, Pauline. How are you doing? Hi, Shirley. Shirley's watching from Canada. And I think Pauline is in New York. Marie Fully. Hello, hello, hello. Beverly Perscott. Hey, oh my goodness. Judy Jilks. Hey, oh my gosh. Everybody's locked on tonight. Judy's telling me that it's the rabbits that eat the carrot. Well, I guess she has them in there as rabbits because somebody's saying, oh, I'm not running the next time and I'm going to choose a prime minister. Really? And that's why you see some people being thrown under the bus. We got it over here. You got to come. You got to listen. Like up the thing and share up the thing. We're coming. We're going to talk about this carrot here. This prime ministership. Is that a right word? Yes, vitamin A. I think all of those ministers, they want the vitamin A from the carrots. And all of them want to hold it. This is the prime minister this is the prime ministership here, guys. Uh-huh. Carrots good for the eyes. Vitamin A. Oh Lord, you all gonna let me miss what listen, we're gonna get to that part later in the program. You'll have to stick with us. We're gonna listen. On the Marcia Weekes Show, Sonia, what we do, we educate, we motivate, we mobilize, and we agitate. And the way we educate on the show, it's so interesting. That is why people sit and watch it for 3 hours, because there is just so much knowledge that is coming. And we do our very best to check our sources. We do our best. What we think we're not sure of, we say we're not sure of. But some things that I'm going to tell you, I'm going to talk about tonight. I believe there's a whole lot of truth to them because of the source. Because of the source. So you got to stick around and you got to share. Hey, Mystic Angel. Calendar. Cami. How you doing, Cami? Yes, you're watching from all over the UK, Canada, St. Lucia, all over. If I didn't call, and from the US, of course, different parts of the US, New York, Brooklyn, all about the people are watching. They're watching from all about. Locked on from Toronto. Listen, people watching from all about. Wayne Hoyt. Hey, Wayne, I hope you can call in tonight, Wayne. We're going to open the line at 9 o'clock tonight. And just let you go at it, everybody. Wayne, I will love you. Made a very important point on my post tonight. And Dave, can you put up my post with somebody under the bus quickly? Thank you very much. Hi, Marlene, Jacqueline, Aline. Yes, Jacqueline. We've got to look into that. I have some information, and this is about land that the government is trying to snatch up. On the compulsory acquisition. Compulsory acquisition, right? Yes. Somebody's under the bus, guys. The governance circus. Hey, Sonia Perch. Marcia Cuddle, the right to be cuddled. Because I don't know what that was. That was I don't know what she spit out at us. I hear some of these podcasts, people overseas, they call it slop, right? The slop, she came with a motley slop and just gave it to us. And we educated people in Barbados. We're supposed to believe that. We're going to get into that tonight. We can get into that tonight, folks. And I'm going to show you tonight here that it's not that funny. We're laughing, but it's not that funny. Oh, thank you, Mavis. Well, I'm telling you, all of those, I think that, you know what, this show is no more, and I won't be doing it, whatever. As you said, what happened? I come on and I'm bright and ready to go, right? Each night, prepared up, sit here for you and ready to go. But we're going to go right in tonight because we got business, and I want to make sure I leave time for you to call in, right? So right away, we're going to go right into Elevate. And we are going to talk about our this is our young people and the fact that they are involved in agriculture. So you would have seen over the period of, I would say, probably about 3 months, we've been producing these programs concerning with our young people, with 3 young girls, and they have done several things, and where they had a challenge, eating challenge, and then we had a whole Father's Day episode that was very tough for them, and then we had gardening was a big part. So we're just catching up on the gardening, and the small garden is at Praise Academy. And you're going to hear a lot about Praise Academy because we're getting started the second week in September. And these girls are part of Praise Academy. And their parents give me the permission to film them every Saturday. We've been doing it, but they're on break right now. Some of them had to travel, etc. And excuse me. And so this was the last thing that we shot with them. But you're going to get some new content is going to come a little later. Once school gets started. Praise Academy is on a break now. If you have children ages from 3 years old, we take them at Praise Academy. They get involved in dancing and singing and acting. And the older ones are learning film, they're learning editing. Michelle is doing an Elevate from Florida. She has them teaching them editing. And I've been told that is going very well. I'm quite happy because, we're going to get some labor over here on this side. So we're happy about that. And they're going to do some filming. I'm going to get involved with them with some filming. So if you have young people and you want them to be part of Praise Academy, please give us a call, 236-7000. Okay. And Dave teaches them band. They come and they play the guitar, they play drums, all of that. They sing. And do you have any of your children who love to sing and they can sing? Praise Academy is a good place for them. Okay. All right. So Dave, we're going to just take the next probably 20 minutes, and please just sit down and enjoy the young people. All right. God bless. So you saw the tomato, Gracie? Oh, wow. It's right there. I know we showed you already, but we're showing you again. So the rain has come down, and so we're gonna do we're gonna do some weeding. Yeah, so let's get going, girls. Yeah, you're gonna pull out. Yeah. You've done this before, Gracie?
Yeah.
Okay. I know, but we're not gonna keep it. This is Jamaican callaloo, y'all.
Oh,
Yeah, but yeah, it's only one, so we're gonna pull it out. We're gonna weed. You ever weed before? Julia?
Um, not really.
Not really. Okay. I think use your hand and pull first, okay? Because the use your hand and pull. Put some. Yeah.
trying to make sure I'm not pulling anything we planted.
Yeah. That is not the. So this is all weeds here.
Is this a
Oh
plant right here?
no, that's a weed.
Oh.
To us, although some weeds, people say, oh, you can make a tea with them.
Oh God.
Yeah. All this around the tomato.
Are you sure did I just pull it? Maybe that was a weed.
Where?
I pulled out like this big thing right here. But
Yeah, it's a weed.
it's a weed.
Mm-hmm.
The root is like stuck.
Stuck down in there. So
yeah.
this is where you have. Who had the shovel? The little
Yeah.
baby shovel.
Over there.
Oh, you have it? Yeah. Try and see if you can dig it. Dig it up. That's Gracie with the shovel, trying to see what she can.
This is
Yay! That's good.
This is fine.
No, that's a weed. For us. Yeah, those are give a little trouble. Now look at the bottom of these. Tomatoes. So, folks, I think we need to stake these tomatoes. They call it staking, where you put
Oh yeah.
right.
Hang it next to.
Yes. And I put some sticks there, but I don't think that's good enough. So this is a part of gardening that a lot of people, they don't like it. But how important is this part? Anybody knows?
Very important.
Why?
Because weeds can take the nutrients from the plants that we actually want,
Mm-hmm.
and they could like kind of weed the actual plants out to make more space.
Okay.
I think it's okay.
Why do you think weeding is important, Julia?
Because if you don't weed, like some, some persons will get mixed up, like the plants, and some like weeding. Some of the weeds is
Mhm.
look like plants, but
Mm.
don't really be plants.
Wow.
And people just get mixed up.
Wow. But you're thinking about life too, right?
Mhm.
So you're saying, oh, I love that little flower in your hair right there.
Right here.
No, that's a weed. So you see how people can deceive you, right? In your life, you don't know who is a weed and who is a plant, right? Who is we are what's beneficial for you, right? Right, Gracie?
Right.
So you have to be careful, and know what you're doing, and you ask questions, and you get your parents, adults, to help you to determine. Right. Read. You see how you're asking me there? This is why adults are important in your lives, right? Right, Julia? Because we would have been out here. We know what we know. We don't know everything though, but we might miss it sometimes. But we know a little bit more than you know.
Yeah.
Right? So that's why your parent is there to help to guide you. Even with boys, right?
Yeah.
Because your parents know, they will know when it's that person is bad for you. You know that?
Mhm.
You agreed? You agreed, Julia?
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, this
So
one's deep.
it's so deep, right? Use the right use a shovel for it and see if you can get it out. Yeah. You in trouble? Keep at it again. Go around it.
Yeah.
At least the sun isn't too hot. You wanna
Oh, there you go.
you got it out?
Yeah.
Let me see it. Let's see it there. You see persistence,
Really strong root.
strong roots, right?
Yeah.
Yep. That's that, and you know what? That why that's there so long because we didn't come to weed for a long time, right?
Right.
So then it takes root. So what lesson can you learn from that, Julia?
That like, what do you mean by lesson?
Lesson like we weren't here for so long, and it took Gracie so long to get that weed out. The root went all the way down. What about friendships and your own life? Do you see any parallels?
Yeah.
Tell me.
So like
While we work.
this how I put it.
Mm-hmm.
This is a weed I plant.
That's a plant.
So this how I like put it. So like you see like how Gracie kind of get out the plant.
Mm-hmm.
So like friendships is good. Like want to good, and then next minute you will fight with some foolishness,
Mm-hmm.
and then you get back up together, and then you fight with stupidness again.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't think I really meant sense of fighting over stupidness and like just it don't even make no sense you fighting over stupidness and you still getting back together.
Together again, right?
I have an idea for a lesson.
Yeah.
Like when you take a long time to weed out like the bad in your life,
Mm-hmm.
it could take root in like deeper places that you didn't know. And it
Say it again, because I was a little far away, and this.
So when you take a long time to weed out like the bad things in your life,
Mm-hmm.
it could take root and it could take hold of like this foundation, like the dirt.
Right.
So that's why it's important to weed out the bad thoughts, weed out the influences that aren't helping you, so it doesn't take root in your life
Right.
and influence you
Right.
and how you grow.
Okay. Yeah. And that's a good point. And in Julia's case, good friends. If you have good friends, right, and you're with them all the time, those roots are going to go deep, right, Julia?
Yes.
And it's the same way if you have bad friends, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Marcia,
Mhm.
this is a big tree. Is this a tree?
Yes, that was. You're right. That's a tree that's been there for a while, but we want to discourage it from growing. So take off as much as you can from it.
To just like to get it to grow again.
No, we don't want it to grow again. We want it to die.
Oh.
That's called. I think they call it like a mere mossy. I don't remember. They call it something mossy tree. I can't remember the name, but it gives a lot of trouble. Yeah. So we'll just do this a couple more minutes because we came to do this, but the rain came down. But the rain has helped us a bit. When you're finished, I want you to dig around the tomatoes, like here, circular, like around the circle of it, so that the nutrients and things can go down. If you can do that now, and we will work on this.
Let me get the shovel. Can I get the shovel, Julia?
Yeah. There was a small fork.
What was over here?
Oh, right. There's another one to that one. See if you want to use this as well. You can use this like this.
So what do you want me to do? Like kind of like create like a crater around it?
Yeah, like you could do like this, right? I think you just do it like this,
Okay.
right? And move it up so that it you don't need to even create the crater. Just move it up, right?
Okay.
Right. So that
Here's a sharp.
yeah, it's not so hard. Oh.
Want me to keep the water bottles here?
Yes, we're gonna keep them. We're not gonna fill them today, though. I know we don't have time. Oh, okay. So, Jalea, you're doing a great job here, and quickly too. The rain actually helped us. Oh, those spinach plants looking healthy, Jalea. And you come and water them sometimes?
Yes, please.
Wow. You like gardening a little bit or not really?
A little bit.
A little bit? How much?
Like
10%, 20 out of 100. How much you like gardening?
80.
80? That much? How come?
Because like you got to learn things about new plants and things that you never learned before.
Right. And I was telling you all that this spinach here, we use it in the salad for the men. You were here, weren't you here for the
Yes.
football? That salad had your spinach in it,
I didn't eat the salad.
You didn't eat the salad. Well, that salad had your spinach in it. So we don't have kimoya this week. What you like about weeding?
Because you can.
And it's looking so much better now.
Yeah.
The plants are going to be happy. They can breathe. You're getting all the bad things out of your life. Right, Jalea?
Yes, please.
All the bad things out of your life. That's it, let your life breathe. It's like when you clean your room.
Yeah.
You like to clean your room?
A little bit.
When you clean your room, how do you feel?
I feel like it got more space in it.
Yeah?
And be cozy.
It feels cozy when you
Yeah.
clean your room.
Yes, please.
Right. So I think the plants are happy now. But as Gracie says, that they're going to get more. What you said, Gracie, when you weed, what happens again? Remind us.
Oh, they get more space, or
Yeah.
so about the weeds or the plants.
When you take out the weeds, how does that help the plants?
It helps the plants take more nutrients.
More nutrients. Yeah.
Instead of fighting for it.
Yeah. Okay, we're almost done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wonder if we could help.
Do we plant anything?
Yeah, we did. Come. This is thyme. This is called broadleaf thyme. This one. So we could clear there, and then this is a mint. Yes, I'll help you clear. You smell it? This one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Something smells good.
Yeah, it's this mint here.
Yeah, I smell food too.
You smell food?
Yeah.
Probably the neighbor cooking. Ooh, this mint is so nice. Oh, there's another one here too. There's 3 mints. All right, get going, Julia. Let's see how much of this, because we are going to put some new stuff in this bed. So let's just see how much we could get out of it. What are some of the things you want us to plant here, Gracie? We could plant in this one.
I don't really know. I don't know what grows in the Caribbean, but
Probably some sweet peppers.
yeah, peppers, good.
Yes, some sweet peppers. What do you think, Julia?
Peppers.
Peppers would be good. Oh God, what happened, Julia? You tired already? Oh, Julia. Julia, we have been. I don't think we've been reading 15 minutes. You know,
Maria Bradshaw. Maria Bradshaw.
feel like how much?
20 minutes.
20 minutes we've been doing it. It's actually 16 minutes.
Oh.
Yeah, only 16 minutes. So let's go for 4 more minutes and we're done. Okay?
Okay.
And I hope you guys could get a little garden at your home as well.
My auntie had one,
Mm-hmm.
but then like every single like dogs and stuff come in the backyard. I give birth. So when the dogs give birth, then the sister turn up on the plant and like lay down on it and eat them. I think.
Oh, okay, I see.
But my auntie will vote.
No, from
But she
there.
was still like gardening. Rabbi.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Grace, you think you're liking it now a little bit? Tiny bit? Not quite? Not quite?
It feels like work, but you know,
It feels like work? You like being outside?
I think I need to be outside. I have to kind of force myself.
Force yourself to be outside. I know. So in that regard, you think it's okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you don't have to we're doing 20 minutes now. You don't have to be out there hours.
Mm-hmm.
You could just do a little bit. But Jalea, we're gonna take you to a farm. All right? We're gonna go to a farm and watch them milk the cow.
Okay.
I think Kimona is gonna like that. She likes farm animals. So there we can see our plant, and it was so tiny when we brought it here. This is a seasoning, okay, guys?
Right.
Yeah. When it gets bigger, you can come and pick for mommy. Can come and pick. Guys did a great job.
Smells like gum over here.
Yeah, gum?
Yeah, it smells like gum.
Okay. I wonder if you all pulled that plant. There's a plant there. You smell something really nice?
Yeah, it just hit me.
Let me see here. You pulled up
I
something.
did?
Deal with right around these two. Right?
Is this a plant over here?
No. That
Oh.
can go. That can go.
I was trying to clear
That, yeah. But you're probably smelling the mint.
Mm-hmm. Wait, I think I pulled it out. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you pulled out a small mint. That's okay. Probably.
Is this mint right here?
This one is broadleaf thyme, and this is mint.
Oh, okay.
But I think there was a mint there.
Yeah.
That's why you smell it. That's okay. That happens. Remember, we said it's like life sometimes, right?
Yeah, I got not yet.
For real.
You have any friends that are your age that really like gardening? That they say, "Oh, I love gardening."
Who are you asking, Julia?
Either of you?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
No. Okay. Because this is not something people would like.
I think I do.
You done? Yeah, we're 20 minutes. We did 20 minutes. We did 20 minutes.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, come and pose beside your tomato. Let's finish by the tomato. Yeah. They are weeding, and folks, that's it. They came, and in 20 minutes they got it all cleaned up. And this is their tomato. Come, what are you? What are you going to do? What are you going to pose near the tomato, the one little tomato?
I'll put my hand near it.
Hand, yeah, okay. And they are, where the tomato there? I can't see this in my glasses. All right, that's the tomato. All righty. And you say bye-bye to everybody.
Bye-bye.
See you next week.
See you next week.
Well, folks, that is our Elevate program, the youth segment of our show, and you're going to see some more exciting content is going to come up. They're going to be acting. They're going to be acting. They're going to be dealing with youth issues and acting out scenarios, and we're going to film it. They're going to edit it, and they're going to bring it your way. So it's not just going to be activity, but we are now going to bring also creative component to it, where they write the stories, they film it, they edit it, and we broadcast it here. And also it will be on another channel as well. So there are two channels that it's going to be on. Okay. And I hope that some of you who love gardening, like Judy, that you were really inspired by that. I have to try. Each day I go out in the garden almost every day, not every day, especially weekends, Saturdays, because we Praise Academy on Saturdays, etc. I don't get a chance to go on Saturdays, but at least 6 days a week, 5 to 6 days a week. Just being out there among the green, the vegetation, the dirt, and no phone, nothing, no social media, no, you just the nature and myself and God, and just connecting, and it's really, really, really beautiful. And so look forward to some other great things. Remember, Praise Academy is going to be open up by the second week in September. And we are inviting you to bring your children, your grandchildren, your young people in your life. Bring them to Praise Academy. There's a band there, and if they can sing, it's a lovely place. Bring them. After the dancing, we set up the music. With Dave, that's his thing. That's his baby, because Dave plays the guitar. So so we have the music, the drumming, and the drums. Everything is set up, and the children, they sing, and it was so successful last year that the producer for Gospel Fest came to Praise Academy when we did one of our shows there, and saw some of our children singing. And guess what? 2 of them were invited to be part of Gospel Fest. And so these are these opportunities that the children that they get. Okay. And so each night I'll be encouraging you to get the young people in your life from your church, your community, sponsor a young person, call me, and I can send you the information, and the administrator will be able to speak to you and to get that child there. Okay. All right. So we're going to move on with our program tonight. Remember, we're going to talk about this carrot. It's supposed to be on a stick, but I tell you, everybody, there is somebody who says big works come through me, and apparently they are just shaking this carrot, before a set of people, and everybody wants this carrot. We're going to find out what this is all about. Okay, you got to come, you got to listen, you got to stay connected. All right, but right now we are going to talk about a circus that isn't funny. And that's we've been laughing and talking about this circus, although I keep telling you that we're laughing, but there are some elements of it that is just not funny. And this part of the circus that we're talking about is Uber. And the question that I'm asking tonight, Uber, have the rules changed? The Prime Minister made a big promise. The Prime Minister made a big promise to the taxi drivers. the taxi association, and they were all up in arms and they want to meet with the prime minister. And she told you what she wanted you to hear. Because there was an election coming up. The election has come. And what has happened? We're asking the question, have the rules changed? Well, listen to Matthew B. Dave, let's play Matthew B. because he's a taxi driver. And let's hear Matthew B right now. Go ahead, Dave.
Barbados. Matthew B here. I know there's a God above and he great, right? That's why Matthew B love God, Matthew B love himself. You understand? I did a video this evening, don't pay us beer on these apps. You understand what I'm saying? But I was able to witness tonight. Me and another taxi driver that was actually next to me was able to witness tonight. A family came out of a restaurant here tonight. And you know what, Matthew B? I asked if they want a taxi. They say the app is cheaper. That's what we say. They say the app is cheaper. I asked them where they're going. They say we're going to Aqua. I asked them how much it is. They say $12. 12 US, which we don't know, right? Anyhow, me and the same taxi guy was intent to witness a private vehicle. A private vehicle came and collect these people. I saw the people look at the number plate and got in the vehicle. Next taxi driver said, Matthew, look at that. We can't believe that. No, I am calling out the authorities. Miss Prime Minister, Minister of Public Works, this is not good enough. You understand? I call you on the authorities because it's not right that people have to be paying for a permit in this country and private vehicles is cutting into the taxi business in this country. Miss Prime Minister, this is a warning. Matthew B, out to here.
Dave, I want you to play that again, and I want you to listen to the pain in this man's voice. This is his livelihood. He is an entrepreneur doing business in Barbados for many years. Some of these taxi drivers, this is all they know. They've been in the business 30 years. This is their livelihood. And they were just minding their business in Barbados, tending to their livelihood. And here comes the government of Barbados, interrupted these people's livelihood. Nobody else in this country sent and called Uber. And even if somebody did, it has to go through the government. And I'm keeping it there because I want it to be played again, Dave. But let me just say a few words on this issue here. When Uber was preparing to enter Barbados, let me just get your memories, bring it back to your memory. When Uber was preparing to enter Barbados in 2025, you remember? Prime Minister Mia Mottley sent a very clear message. She says, innovation is welcomed, but disrespect is not. And that is a great line from her speech. It's a great statement. Taxi operators were concerned about their livelihoods. Who remember that? Or the crop over got in our heads and we forgot about it. The fete and the merriment and the free food and the $300 and all of that. We forgot about it. The government assured the taxi operators that Uber would not simply come into Barbados and operate as it pleased. One of the most important assurances was this. And I remember Uber would operate using licensed taxi drivers, not ordinary private cars. How does that differ from what Matthew B is saying? It's what he saw with his two eyes, because some of you would like to come on here and say we're making it up. He is a taxi driver, saw it with his two eyes. and use his phone to make a video. The fares, according to this government, they were also supposed to follow the official transport authority rates. But we're hearing the taxi operators are raising a serious complaint. They are alleging that private cars are now operating on the Uber platform. This raises a very serious question, because that's all I'm here. I can only ask the government questions, and I know you're watching me. I know you're watching me. Government of Barbados, are private cars currently carrying Uber passengers in Barbados? Does every Uber driver presently hold a required taxi permit? Those taxi permit, it's very expensive. Any taxi operator out there can tell me exactly how much is the license. I had that information last year, and because I only decided a little bit before the show started to do this tonight, I did not go back to check that, but you guys supply me with information anyway. What is the taxi permit? How much the taxi drivers see that is the wickedness that happen in this country. And there are just so many suicides that are going on in this country among men that is not being reported. And it is this. I'm going to play this again. Are you going to hear the hurt in this driver's, in his voice? Not because he wants to make trouble. He has his son. He has children to take care of. He's paying a taxi permit. So does every Uber driver presently operating hold the required taxi permit that the government said that they would have to have? And government, if the rules have changed, when did they change? After the elections? Who authorized the change? Did you go back to the taxi operators and have a meeting with them? You remember you guys had a meeting with them? This, I'm telling you, is part of the circus that happens. But this is a circus that is not funny. It is not funny. You are boxing bread out of our people's mouth. And I told you on this show that I believe, it's my opinion. I can't verify this. I'm sharing my opinion based on what Uber has done in other countries. That Uber generally pay a handsome sum of money. Any country they're going in, that's one of the issues. In fact, the US, they were investigating them because of what they were doing in several countries. They pay a whole lot of money when they want to get into a country to an official. And the US government, they were actually investigating them about that particular issue. So if it didn't happen in Barbados, what somebody paid money so that they could go ahead and box bread out of the taxi operator's mouth. And some of you're saying, oh, well, Uber will be cheaper. I will be able to get a cheaper ride. But I want you to stop and think about what you're saying. What's going to happen to these taxi operators? It's just a matter of time. In probably another year or two, there will be no more. They will have to find something else to do. You told the operators in 2025, don't worry, private cars will not be allowed. You said that. Prime Minister, you said innovation is welcome, but disrespect is not. Well, if private cars are now competing against the licensed taxi operators who have paid for permits, they've paid insurance and all the other costs associated with operating legally, because you all make business hard in Barbados. You put lots of hoops and things for people to jump over. And the taxi operators have jumped over those hoops. So if the private cars are now competing against these licensed taxi operators who have paid for permits, insurance, and all the other costs associated with operating here legally that you have said, then we have to ask, who is being disrespected now? Who is being disrespected now? The taxi operators? The rules? Or the assurances that your own government, you, the government, gave to the people? I believe government needs to answer and Uber needs to answer. And I'm challenging the taxi operators. Because I remember when we were marching, you didn't want to associate with us. We were marching on your behalf. Yes, I saw you move away when you saw you, because you don't want to get the prime minister upset. How is that working out for you right now? And I'm speaking generally. People like Matthew walked with us the entire way. There are other taxi operators, but I know I saw some of them. So it's not all the taxi operators. But regardless, I am going to do my best to support you in this. Government needs to answer. We need to write a letter. Listen, taxi operators, write to the government. Call them out. Get on your social media. Bawl them out. Make noise. So this is a circus. This is a circus that is not funny. We're going to deal with another one very soon. But Dave, can you go ahead for me, please? And while I read some of these comments and put up Matthew B again, I want you to hear this man, this Barbadian man, and hear the pain in his voice. We're talking about mental health and all of this. It's this government that is causing a lot of the mental health problems in this country. And why people getting up and we're laughing and having fun about this circus. But there's a circus that is happening in here that is not funny. And this is not funny. Go ahead, Dave. Play this again, please. Thank you.
Good evening, Barbados. Matthew B here. I know there's a God above and great, right? That's why Matthew B love God, Matthew B love himself. You understand? I did a video this evening, don't pay us, on these apps. You understand what I'm saying? But I was able to witness tonight. Me and another taxi driver that was actually next to me was able to witness tonight. A family came out of a restaurant here tonight. And you know what, Matthew B? I asked if they want a taxi. They say the app is cheaper. That's what we say. They say the app is cheap. I asked them where they're going. They say we're going to Aqua. I asked them how much it is. They say $12. 12 US, which we don't know, right? Anyhow, me and the same taxi guy was in time to witness a private vehicle. A private vehicle came and collect these people. I saw the people look at the number plate and got in the vehicle. Next taxi driver said, "Matthew, look at that. We can't believe that." No, I am calling out the authorities. Miss Prime Minister, Minister of Public Works, this is not good enough. You understand? I calling on the authorities because no right that people have to be paying for a permit in this country. A private vehicle is cutting into the taxi business in this country. Miss Prime Minister, this is a warning. Matthew B, out to here.
Oh God. This is the most this kind of pain. I've never heard Matthew B like this before. I mean, he does his videos, and they're usually funny or you're just commenting, but you could hear the pain. You heard the pain in this man's voice. And I'm telling you, a lot of poor men are hurting in this country. A lot of pain and caused by this government. But you know what? You are the same ones that went out and put them right there. Is it that we love pain? And before I end this, there's, I think, Pedro. Pedro, you are the one. Pedro made a comment here. And he said that it's not that it's changed, it's that the truth is just coming out. I ask, have there been a change of rules? Right? And I saw the comment, and I'm trying to find it again, because that is what I think they feel betrayed, Prime Minister. The men, they felt betrayed by you. Yeah, but I can't find the comment. But that's the essence of what he said. That's the essence. And somebody said that the taxi drivers pay $2,500 for the permits. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm just reading some of the comments, guys. I can't read all of them because I have with me here tonight Marcia Cattle. Oops. Listen, I'm going to talk about Marcia Cattle after this Marcia comes off, and my name is like it's a Marcia too. It's, you know, they pronounce Marcia, so it's three Marcias tonight. Marcia Weekes, Marcia Mary, Marcia Cattle. Listen, but Marcia Cattle coming after Marcia Mary. This is Marcia Mary. So Marcia Mary is going to be joining us, and she's going to just talk about vulnerable children in Barbados. This is another circus that is not funny. And so I want to, without any further ado, I'm going to just welcome her to the show. Good night, Marcia. Good night. How are you doing?
Testing 1, 2. Greetings. Can you hear me?
Yes, we're hearing you. And in your lovely African garb.
Thank you very much. I'm all right. I'm watching all that's happening in Barbados. And I guess you would say all right. People ask you how you're doing, you say all right. But the truth is, I don't know that anybody can be Barbadian right now and be watching what is unraveling and happening in Barbados right now and be all right. Right? There's something that, and I mean, we're using the circus metaphor because what else would we use with everything that's happening in Barbados right now? But a couple of weeks before the circus debacle, there was this advertisement that started in Barbados. I like when my Barbadians connect the dots, and we have to help them to connect the dots, right? There was this advertisement that started about beneficial owners of companies, right? And we are supposed to be getting this registry. One of the things that's going to keep us off of the international blacklist for corruption and, you know, banking fraud and that whole, you know, framework to make the financial sector more transparent and safe and that kind of thing. So my confusion is, nobody can just get up from anywhere in the world and decide that they are going to bring an entertainment package, a show, a circus, not even an academic conference, any kind of reggae show to Barbados without there being connections on the ground in Barbados. Like that is so basic to me, right? You had to be talking to somebody. The time of the year that you would do it, you had to discuss with somebody. You know, the type of things you would have in the show, because some circus have animals, Some circus don't have animals. There are different acts to choose from. So when you're putting together the actual package of what the circus is going to be, all of these things are things that you would discuss with intelligence on the ground. So how is it that up to now we cannot find out? We are touting this beneficial ownership and this. How is there no public documentation, no place that we can go in Barbados to know who on the Barbadian side we should be asking questions to? That is people say, oh well, Barbados on these gray lists and they unfairing us and why we always on these lists. But this is why we are on these lists, right? The only way that the circus that is playing out now in this island could be playing out is because we have political interference, corruption, weak governmental systems. And when we go on to those blacklists, gray lists, whatever the case may be, that is all the lists are signaling, right? Like we are showing in real time why Barbados is a place that people want to flag, right? When you are bringing things like this again, deposits have to be paid, money has to be put down in the beginning. I mean, it is an insult to people's intelligence, and it's not no higher level intelligence. It's just you went to school, and by the time you get to common entrance, you can add 1 and 1 and know that 1 and 1 is 2, right? It is an insult to the Bajan public's intelligence for us to be hearing some of the things that we are hearing, some of the poppycock explanations that are being given. So I really just wanted to say that because, like it is ridiculous.
It's good to hear your perspective on it, Marcia. I mean, you're living in Canada, and sometimes we wonder, are we nitpicking? So I remain quiet because I wanted to hear your perspective on it. But I know that's not what you came to speak on. You're speaking tonight generally about vulnerable children in Barbados, and that is a circus. Again, that's not funny. So continue.
Yeah. No, if it were in the part of the world where I live, I say the real world, heads would have rolled. Ministers would have been fired. Public servants, if not fired, would definitely have been transferred, moved around. There would have been accountability. But that's a good segue for us to start to talk about the government industrial school and that circus that has been playing out for a long time in this country, because what we see playing out with the circus and what we can carry through as a metaphor is the lack of accountability in Barbados. The way that things happen, the most dastardly things can happen in Barbados, and there's just enough silence to cover these things. There's just enough distraction. Now, I sent a document by email. Sorry, Dave, to put you on the spot. I don't know if you can pull it up, because in around 2021, 2022, we had the government industrial, before we even had the Suarez Circus, we had the GIS Circus, right? But the difference perhaps is that whereas the Suarez Circus is the way in which it stops being funny isn't harmful, the government industrial school circus is harmful. And I'm getting, some reconnaissance from Barbados that says that, there are some concerns that are again on the rise around this institution. And I wish I could say that I'm surprised, but I can't be surprised because nothing really happened. Nothing material happened with the government industrial school issue when it was raised, right? And what I shared with Dave was the judgment that came out of the case that was taken, not that one, Dave. There should be one that you got this evening. If you can't find it, it's fine, because literally I just sent it. Anyway, what it is the court judgment of the case. And judgments in Barbados in the High Court realm are available publicly. And the reason why it is important to say that is because Barbados has to become a reading society. That is going to be a part of how we begin to unravel these issues. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the case that ended up happening around the government industrial school, where two children, if we remember at the time, had made a number of serious allegations about their treatment. And we literally had a firestorm that came out of that, where people who had experienced that institution as far back as the 60s had come to talk about, some of the atrocities that they would have faced at the school. And so what happened is that those two young individuals at that time, thank you very much, Dave, those two individuals at that time ended up creating what we call strategic litigation. And strategic litigation is a court case that is tried. And the intention of the court case is not just to create a remedy for the two individuals at the center of the case, but the whole intention of the case is to change the system that gave rise to the concerns coming out of the case. So this is actually now a public document. It is available to attorneys. It is available to people who teach CXC. It should be available to little community study groups and that kind of thing, because this document is what will give us the crux of what needs to change for us to put the government industrial school circus behind us, right? Now, if you scroll down there a little bit, Dave, down some more. So we had the people who were sued, the people who were, the people who these individuals thought should answer their concerns: the Attorney General, the principal of the school, the Minister of Home Affairs, and there was a magistrate as well. But I want to signal to Barbadians. Remember, there was a justice at the time sitting on the bench of Barbados called Justice Westman James. Is there a Justice Westman James still sitting in the judicature of Barbados at this moment in time? The answer to that question is no. Because when you are running a circus and you are only looking for individuals who can gesture, individuals that you can lasso, individuals that you can tell how to think, what to say, what to do, serious people leave. And I want to signal to Barbados that when you have individuals leaving judicatures, that is a red flag. You have to ask the question, why? Nobody just packs. There are certain jobs that people don't pack up and leave. And even if it's not a packing up and leaving, they don't look for another job and go anywhere. Those are red flags. It becomes time for you to ask yourself, what happened? What transpired? Why is that individual no longer there? I can't give the answers to the questions, but those are some of the questions that we should be asking. Now, I want to come down to page 84, and it's easy, Dave. You just see the number 84. And while Dave is getting there, I want to remind us some of the central issues around the government industrial school case. One of the issues is that the justice found that children in Barbados were being punished in a discriminatory way. So children were getting locked up for things like bad behavior, which adults cannot be locked up for, right? And so that becomes a type of age discrimination. And I want to argue that the same thing continues to happen, right? children, one of the long-standing issues in the government industrial school is that people's children were being sentenced to the government industrial school without proper legal representation. And now that the government industrial school is in the domain of the public again, and somebody tonight was trying to lasso me because there's a journalist in Barbados who wants to break the story about what is happening in the government industrial school. I'm not interested in breaking any story. I'm not interested in a politician paying me $5,000 under the carpet to don't release it today, don't say nothing tomorrow. I'm not interested in any of that. At the end of the day, we continue to make light of the fact that we destroy vulnerable children in Barbados. The fact that children who struggle with various issues, whether it is mental health, wellness issues, whether it is behavioral issues, cognitive issues that we don't catch in time because we are not doing the type of investigation that we need to do from birth through to, let's say, 18, to pick up these things and to be able to address them. We have an educational system in shambles in this country, right? And so the children that we are then shunting off to the government industrial school and emotionally abusing and sexually abusing and physically abusing are the children that we cannot deal with. If we cannot even get our educational system, if we can't decide how we want to move students from primary school to secondary school. They said they were going to build specialist schools all across the island, and you were going to go to a school based on if you wanted to be a seamstress, based on if you wanted to be a cricketer. That fell through. We were supposed to turn the convent then into a school, and we were supposed to build another one on the other side of the road from Calamarot. That fell through. We can't figure out if we want to keep the common entrance, if we don't want to keep the common entrance, what it is that we're supposed to do. But we are blaming the children in government industrial school. The children in government industrial school are not the problem. They're actually the victims.
But hold a second there. Just let me interrupt you a little bit there, Marcia. You asked a page. David's trying to figure what is the page number you want.
Sorry, not the page number. It is item 84 on page 23. My apologies, Dave. I'm really putting you on the spot here. It's 84 item. So court documents are written by numerical notation. I am no lawyer, but I believe that people need to be able to learn these things. So I will do my bit, because outside of Corey that is on your show, there are not many lawyers in Barbados who are invested in helping people to understand the complex legal system that we have, right? So this is one of the fundamental issues that Justice James flagged about the government industrial school. The fact that we are punishing children because they are children for offenses that we would not punish them for if they were adults. And that is a form of age discrimination, right? Punishment does not change behavior, rehabilitation does. We do not have a rehabilitative system in Barbados. We did not have in 2021 when we first started to talk about the Suarez Circus, and we still don't have it now, right? 85 points to the fact that there were concerns around the international human rights responsibilities that Barbados is supposed to have. And don't let us forget that, Marcia, you kind of tested this when you took the idea of the wiretapping legislation outside of Barbados to a court beyond Barbados.
Right? Because it's the cybercrime bill.
Yes. So basically the idea is Barbados, contrary to popular belief, does not exist by itself. We have made commitments, right? And so we have to follow those commitments. And the only way that we can follow those commitments is if our domestic constitutional provisions, and we have a constitution, but what we have as a constitution is a mockery of the Republican. It is either the constitution is the mockery, or the fact that we went towards republic status is the mockery. Something is not lining up, right? So I'm not going to say that we don't have a constitution, but what we don't have is a constitution that was seriously designed and developed to move us on into our nationhood and into our nationalist and independence projects, right? Let's leave it that way. So that point kind of speaks to some of that. Then we go to point 98 in the document. So you go 85, 80, 84, 85, right down to 98. This one is about the fact that there are more girls, that the punitive system that we have at the government industrial school disproportionately affects the girl child. And that is a historical thing. And I'm going to spare you from my slavery and plantation history lesson tonight. But just to say that, you know, the control of women and girls' bodies is not something new. Now, as I go through them, Marcia, I mean, I have hit three of the points that I think were at the crux of the government industrial school circus. Tell me one initiative that you have heard from the current government of Barbados that has addressed any one of those issues. Let's go to 104. That's the last one that I will highlight just in the interest of time, right? So then Justice James is saying, so we have some discrimination based on age, based on sex, whatever. And it falls foul of the responsibility of Barbados to protect every citizen under law. But the law in Barbados doesn't protect every citizen. The law in Barbados protects citizens when we feel that those citizens are deserving of protection. So if you are, you know, a shirtless young man from the areas in Barbados that we know, and you come in with a boatload of drugs, they will hold you. Never mind that you don't have a shirt, can't buy a boat, can't buy an anchor for a boat, can't buy the GPS that it takes to operate a boat. Don't mind that this boat could never possibly be yours. You will be held. But the people that we know to own boats will walk out of the court and go along with the business. So really and truly, now that we are talking about circus, the circus metaphor, I wanted to remind Barbadians that some of these circuses are funny and some are not. And the way that we are treating and addressing, the way that we continue to leave vulnerable children outside of protection and care in Barbados is one of the instances that it is not funny. The government of Barbados, the same thing that you are talking about, I don't know how you can make that mistake just now and mistake me for the people. But just like how the people don't pay any kind of credence to saying we were wrong, this is an embarrassment. We will ensure that it doesn't happen again. At least give Bajans that at the least. No. Is the circus fault? Is this one fault? Is that one fault? So in the government industrial school, it was the same thing. It was my fault for talking. It was the girl's fault for behaving bad. It was everybody's fault under the sun, except the government of Barbados that has the responsibility to protect children. And the final thing that I will say here before I shut up, Marcia, is that the reason why the circus has taken over Barbados is because we have a crisis of integrity in Barbados. So I was, calling some lawyers for the last couple of days to try to, address some issues that need to be addressed at the government industrial school. I can't get a lawyer to respond to me because Barbados is such now that if you dare step out of line, people are fearful. Whether that fear is valid fear, whether it is invalid fear is irrelevant. The point is people are being made to step outside of what they know is right and to forego integrity to be able to continue to survive in Barbados, right? There's no integrity in the media in Barbados. None. And one of the first, I got enough education, and one of the first pieces of degree programs that I did was in mass communication. So when I say that the media in Barbados has no integrity, they do not do the job that they are supposed to do, I make no apologies about saying that, because I understand the job that they are supposed to do. In a lot of the cases, they are helping. It is not just the government. We can talk about the government, and we should talk about the government, but we have to understand how the government has also created these tentacles around itself that uphold the madness, the circusry that is going on in Barbados. And we need to, by the time we are ready to address what is going on in our island, let me say that, we're not going to know where to start. We're not going to know where to start, because the social fabric is being destroyed. The civil service is being destroyed. People's ability to follow their conscience is being destroyed. People calling my phone today trying to lasso me and tell me what to talk about and what not to talk about. Marcia, we passed that. They know better than that. We passed that. At the end of the day, we have to do something about the government industrial school. And I thought one strategic litigation case would be enough. But when catch the government of Barbados and pass the government of Barbados. Because this issue here is one that whenever it catch up, I will catch up with it. There is too much wickedness. And then we talk about crime as if they come from Mars and commit crime. We make them. We make them by not catering to their needs, by not making sure that they grow up in safe homes, safe societies, that even if the homes and the societies fail, when they are supposed to then go into the care of the government, we fail them again. We make them. Why are we then surprised? Why are we then surprised? Don't lasso me. Don't come for me. I'm not in this for a story. I'm not in it for fame. Barbados has to take stock of what is happening. Some circuses are funny, but the government industrial school one is not funny. I'm leaving this judgment. You have it now. This is a judgment that people need to read in little bits. Yes, there may be pieces of language that are complicated, but overall, anybody that is teaching at the level of let's say primary school or secondary school can help the community to unravel it and understand. Because let us not forget the government industrial school. Marcia, they did not even do one transfer of a staff member from the government industrial school. You know that?
No, I thought this is my impression, because I have to commend you, Marcia, because and I love to give people their flowers, and I say this behind your back, in front of your face, wherever, that if it had not been for you, I'm not saying you're the only one, but you were the person who held this issue when many were not willing to hold on to it. And you took it to the end. I watched it, and I was the bravery and the courage, and I must say that I was inspired by that, you know.
Go down to the end of the judgment, Dave, just before you see the judge's signature.
And so I'm surprised to know that all of that work that you did, that nothing. So they never changed.
Because big government. Listen, when you talk about Marcia Cattle, no, it's a great segue. Okay, so these points coming up before his name. Yeah, keep going. Sorry, up. How you are going, correct. So look at it. When it says here, in light of the foregoing. So basically, because of the reasons of that I find that, you know, the government industrial school is problematic. That's basically what in light of the foregoing means. The court makes the following orders. I would like to know. All kind of bills passed in Parliament, thanks. All kind of bills passed in Parliament, including the piece of foolishness around people getting paid when, like we established, for whatever reason, the civil service is the chief offender of not paying people proper salaries. Have we heard that Section 14(1)(b) of the Reformatory and Industrial Schools Act has been removed? Because it was judged and deemed to be unconstitutional. I don't even think that was done. The government decided that they are just going to pretend that the judgment does not exist.
Really?
Right? 14.1b is discriminatory. Y'all need to go at the government printery and get the app printed and see if 14.1b still exists. The damages that were supposed to be awarded to the young women, were they ever awarded? I got to ask questions like everybody else, because up to the time that I was still dealing with it, as far as I know, the government make up, like how you talking about salaries. Let us talk about the number of people in Barbados who have received court judgments against the government of Barbados in the sums of thousands of dollars for years. And the government decides, not you ain't spending a cent. And people can't get their money. And we know that the socioeconomic bracket from which children at the government industrial school come, $50,000 and $45,000 is life-changing money. And it was supposed to be put in trust, which means that it is supposed to be interest-bearing until they turned 18. So they would have ended up with a little more money. Have they been paid? Because that is their payday. So I wonder if they're covered under the new legislation about getting your pay and getting it on time and that kind of thing. Because as far as I know, they never got a cent. Right? So I really wanted to, in the context of everything, there was supposed to be more that we were supposed to do, as you know, Marcia, but because integrity in Barbados is short, and the same politician that you can get to pay attention to a written judgment of the High Court in Barbados, where Rambo can call about people, don't go up and down, don't talk about that, don't do that. Barbados is a place without integrity. And that is why we have the circus running buck wild from St. Lucie in the north to St. Philip in the south.
Wow, it's a shame though. I'm so glad that you brought this to our attention tonight. That most of the judgment that it's almost like, as you said, they're pretending like it never occurred. Any of the don't know if I heard you say it tonight. I know you said it the other times you've been on the show. Any of the girls have been paid, or any payment has been made? Did you say that?
Not as far as I know, not up to today. Not as far as I know. That has not been done. Not as far as I know. Not one single staff member. So some of the allegations that are again swirling in the public domain, the same staff's names are emerging. The same staff's names continue to emerge. Mm-hmm. I want to know. I can only ask questions because I don't live in Barbados anymore. I can only ask questions. Are there any children right now on the books of the government industrial school who are on the run, who have again run away, who have because of the treatment that they are receiving, have decided, I can't take this and I'm going to go. I'm leaving. I'm going to run away the same way they run away from their homes. Right? I can only ask a question. I'm not telling you that's what is happening. But there's a lot of running and gesturing and Ferris wheels and things going on in Barbados now. And I'm asking a question. Right? Sad.
This is a serious situation, and we should be we need to be following it. And those of you and I'm sure there are a lot of you who are watching would remember that we participated in a march actually on this show where we called people together, and through Tempu we went and did a march concerning it. So some of you, so we have to stay focused again and to see what is happening with our children.
And if there are any attorneys at law in the diaspora, it has to be in the diaspora, because the way that Barbados is working now, you cannot live in Barbados and do this kind of work. I was clear about that in 2021. That's why I left. right?
I understand. Yeah.
But if there's a lawyer in the diaspora who is interested in doing some work around the government industrial school, and that individual reaches out to you, please connect the individual to me, because I think it may be time for a little more energy around the government industrial school, and to make sure that the piece of strategic litigation that we fought for is actually paid some attention to.
Yes, yes. Well, Marcia, as usual, bringing the seriousness to what we think is so funny, and I don't know if you've heard me on the show. I keep saying to people, yes, we laugh and so on, but let's not forget, let's not miss the seriousness of what it is that we are dealing with. And this indeed is another circus that is not funny. It is not funny at all. And we need to we need to, and thank you for that. Actually, it's you who coined that for me. And I like to be honest and let the people know, and I thank you so much. Well, as you go, because we said it would have been a short segment. You called me after 5 this morning, and I think or sometime, I can't remember when I got the message. I didn't even know. All you said, you have something to talk about this situation here with the GIS. And me, once it has to do with that, I just opened the door. I didn't go in any detail with you about what it was about or anything, anything like that. And I'm just happy that you could come on, a credible voice, because of the work that you have done in this area. There's no way I would tell you no, because I know of the work that you have done. Marcia, just give us your final comments before we go. Thank you.
My final comments. There's so much in my heart, in my head, in my belly. Whenever you travel the world, even before you say you're from Barbados, people hear the accent and they're like, "You're from Barbados." Like they tell you by the accent where you are. Barbados was a nation that was blessed with leadership and individuals who were committed to a bigger cause. They were committed to ensuring that each Barbadian could walk in dignity, that each person could have, a meal, that each person could feel as though life was worthwhile. And we came together as a little island to build a project that we could be proud of. And I remember when I call him Uncle Owen, and I will still call him Uncle Owen, because again, I don't lasso and I don't juggle and all of these things. So I am not a circus performer, never was. I remember when Uncle Owen came to us as a nation, as his nation, the nation that had loved him as a leader. And he said, y'all have to be careful about the Mia Motley proposition. It is a proposition that is going to be dangerous for Barbados. And he told us why. And I can unequivocally tell you, as one of the people who spent a lot of time with him in the last years of his life, that the reception that he got broke his heart. Because he was called all kinds of things, a bitter old man, you don't want to let go, this. And it was not true. He was trying to protect his nation. And there are some of us who have the gift of foresight. And because we have that gift of foresight, we can understand and see and know things that people are not yet seeing and knowing and understanding. My confusion now is that it is happening. It is as he said. He didn't add, he didn't take away. We are living this thing on a daily basis. And yet I am not seeing that impetus for us to begin to change course and save ourselves. And when I say save ourselves, I don't mean in an individual way. I'm talking about in a way that will save our nation, right? And that is concerning. So when we are finished laughing at the circus, let us understand that when those tents are pulled out of the ground, when all of that has gone, the damage that would have been done to the understanding of the thing that is Barbados will be irrevocable. There are some circuses that are funny, and there are some that are not. And we have to, we have to take stock of where we are in Barbados.
Yeah. Thank you, Marcia. Thank you. And we'll be speaking in the next coming days. God bless you. And we appreciate you. Thank you for what you do. God bless you. Okay. Yes, guys, that's Marcia Myrie, and whenever she comes on the show, it's a teaching moment. There's something that we will learn on from her on the Marcia Weekes Show. We educate, we motivate, we mobilize, and we agitate. And we were there. We're part. It's a full group of people. I would say that. Were part of this pushback against what was happening at the GIS. Lots of different people, and I single out Marcia because she was a very, very loud voice and a consistent voice. And I know there were, I'm sure, media persons as well involved. I know for sure this show was involved, along with Tempu, another lawyer, and others who braved the hot sun and went on a march. I don't know if any of you out there were in that march. And so anything concerning the GIS, once we hear about it, we are keen to get involved and to get an update. So, and I'm glad Marcia was able to give us an update on the case tonight on exactly what is happening at the GIS in terms of what happened, what the judgment was, and whether or not the judgment is being carried out. It's being they're doing what the court has said. And it seems like they're not, and that is very sad. Somebody's here is saying I was in that march. Yeah, there are people here, and we are always keen to know what is happening there, and it is sad. It is sad. Yeah, pretty sad. And let's hope that this is not it's not something that is continuing, right? But they should at least the verdict. Come on, yeah. All right. So folks, we have gone over a little bit. This is supposed to be 20 minutes. That's what we had agreed on. But once you start to talk about children, how it goes. All right. But folks, we're going to switch gear right now, and we're going into a whole different mood, and we're talking about the circus behind the circus. And the big question is, we should have had a punctuation after the word circus, the second circus there. I'm going to get it fixed. Did the government just throw Santia Bradshaw under the bus? Did the government just throw Santia under the bus? Oh my goodness. Is this what happened? I'm asking a question. Is this really what happened? Guys, get ready. Listen, don't go anywhere. Like and share, guys, and let us have this discussion tonight. You and we're going to have this discussion, and I have to find the time for you to call in, all right? But just give me a moment to share a few things with you. Dave, go ahead and let's play the video that we have, which is the press conference. Thank you.
An informal update that I'm sharing with everyone. I know that the matters surrounding the location of the Suarez Circus and its relocation have been in the public discourse for some time. So I just wanted to be able to come now to talk to the country about what has been happening. Let me first say that one of the reasons that we have come now at this time is that this is a conversation that we have been having with the principals of the company and with their representatives. It is not the habit of government to be addressing matters while negotiation. And so we wanted to give the full respect to the process. We wanted to make sure that we were gathering all the information, and we wanted to make sure that we were on good ground to have the conversations. So, as the country now knows well, we, and let me say a bit about how we came to understand the circumstances around the establishment of the circus. We were made aware, and when I say we, I mean the government and the cabinet were made aware of the circus operating by observing it setting up at the Bell location. Now, when we made that observation, we immediately made some investigations to understand what was the operation taking place and how it had come to be there. You already know, and I think it was the minister who's responsible for the environment that shared with the press some days ago, that the Ministry of Environment gave permission to the circus for location at the site. Now, the first thing to make clear here is that a permission for location at a site does not assume all the other permissions that are related to operation. What do I mean by that? If I rent you a space to be able to have a shop or to be able to run a restaurant, I've rented you as a landlord that space. What you must then do, as we all know, is you then go and get your water connection, you then go and get your restaurant license, you then go and get your planning permission or your change of use or whatever is required to be able to operate. So the Ministry of the Environment, we are advised in late July, gave permission for this entity to operate a circus at this location, the International Botanical Gardens. Now, the siting there is one that would not be advised. Having something of that nature at that location in the International Botanical Gardens is one that subsequent agencies, and we'll come to that in a minute, would not advise. The normal regulatory procedure for these matters is that when a request is made to one particular agency, ordinarily that agency would reach out to understand what are some of the other ramifications of making such requests or granting such requests. The reason that location would not be advisable has to do with it being in the Zone A water protection area. Now, I know there was a lot of conversation about the availability of water, and it is not quite as simple as that. Barbados has a series of water protection zones that are administered by the Barbados Water Authority. What does that mean? It means that there's certain kinds of activities that should and should not take place in that zone. The most protected zone is Zone A. The International Botanical Gardens, where the circus was located, is in Zone A. Further to that, the site of the circus was not only in Zone A, but it was extremely close to the Bell pumping station. I am advised that it's about 568 meters away from the Bell pumping station. That is very close from a water protection standpoint. The Bell pumping station supplies 25% of the country's drinking water. The fact that the former location of the circus was so close to the Bell pumping station, the fact that Zone A means that if there's any bacteria, any contaminants, anything that gets into the water supply through the groundwater, that there's a less than 90-day transmission period. It means that the speed with which you will have to mobilize to try to offset the harmful impact it would elevate it to being a national disaster. It is one of the reasons that we say that only activities related to the production of water should take place in Zone A. But further to that, because I know the questions that are coming, further to that, even where we allow activities in Zone A, there are certain things that have to happen. So for example, there have to be special arrangements made for the securing of fuel or the removal of that fuel. If there are activities permitted, there has to be the kind of engineering or the kind of wastewater removal that means that the wastewater is not going down into the ground, but is being taken away immediately. So you may see some activities in a Zone A area, but on every occasion, at least that I'm aware of, and that the Barbados Water Authority is aware of, it means that we have foreseen it and we've mitigated it, and there's a plan for how those activities will be treated in a Zone A area. So it's not just about whether you get a water connection, whether you can get a water connection. It is about what is happening, what are the activities that are causing any runoff into the groundwater supply, and the fact that we have to protect the public from that.
Back up. Yes, so folks, that we wanted to play it in its entirety because we really, really wanted you to truly sit down, listen, make your notes, as I was doing, and let us have a meaningful discussion about this. If you check the comments underneath this video, plus on Instagram, nobody is buying this hogwash. Nobody is buying this slop. As somebody said, it seemed as though somebody had a gun in her side. I think it's Pedro. Pedro, you had me bursting out laughing. Pedro said, Pedro, I can't find your comments these days. I don't know if Dave sees it and he can put it up, but you all are just had me cracking up. Pedro said, it seems like somebody had a gun in her side. Right. If a gun in her waist, she looks tense. This is an intelligent woman. Marcia Cattle is an intelligent woman. You can't take that away from who she is. But the question is, I mean, this is after we're finished listening to her explanation, she is Marcia Cattle, the minister in the Prime Minister's office. So she's a minister in the Prime Minister's office with responsibility for economic affairs and planning. After listening to you, ma'am, I have a problem. Actually, I have several problems when I listen to this today. Because I think that the explanation that was given by you, Marcia Cattle, an intelligent woman like you, it has created an even, in my estimation, bigger circus than the one that the government is trying to explain, which is why I think that people have put Marcia Cattle in a circus costume. Dave, if you have that, and you can put that one up for me, please. Minister Cattle, you tell us that the government and cabinet became aware of the circus when they observed it setting up at the Bell. I'm just going to leave that with intelligent Barbados. This intelligent minister, whom we have seen made presentations before so confidently, she is nervous, trying to find words. Minister Cattle, you were so nervous. This is not you. Where are you? This isn't you. This is not the intelligent Marcia Cattle that we know. Where's your confidence at? There was no confidence displayed in this because somehow, I think, my opinion, I think that you were not too convinced about what you were saying. Who Who approved for you to come to tell the Barbadian public that the government and cabinet became aware of the circus when they observed it setting up at the Bell? That is very telling. Come on, Barbados. This wasn't a man that was putting up a snow cone cart on the side of the road. This was an international circus. It was being advertised. So can you imagine everybody, we were all talking about it. It was advertised. Tickets were being sold. Containers upon containers and equipment had to enter Barbados. There was a massive structure being erected. And from what I've been told, the setup was taking place over an extended period. There's no way they could have done that in half a day, 2 days. We drove past there, and I'm sure it was about a week before the circus. So I can be corrected, but my memory says it was at least about a week before the circus got started. I saw the circus being set up. And eventually, after they set up, with a big setup, not a snow cone cart, a big setup, the show actually happened, Marcia Cattle. Are you aware of that, ma'am? Or the people that sent you, are you guys aware that the show actually opened? Yet the government and the cabinet apparently discovered this international circus was establishing itself on government-controlled property because somebody saw it setting up. How? You think that we are supposed to believe that? You expect us to believe that? Honestly, Marcia Cattle, I know you yourself don't believe that. I don't believe you yourself believe that. I could tell because normally your presentations, you're always so sure of yourself. You just look rattled. And I felt sorry for you because I know what you're capable of. And that was your best, Minister Cattle. So you're telling us government didn't know what government knew because this is an explanation that you gave. Quite extraordinary. Minister Cadler, you told us that in late July, the Ministry of Environment gave permission for the circus to locate at the International Botanical Gardens. So government says the government didn't know. But the government had already given permission. Make that make sense? The Ministry of Environment is part of your government. I understand what you said, permission to locate. If you remember, she said that I took the note. She said permission to locate is not necessarily permission to operate. And I'm fine. But that does not answer the fundamental question. Why would the ministry responsible for environment offer to approve this particular location before determining whether the activity was environmentally appropriate for that location? The issue that you are having with the circus being at that location is an environmental one, isn't it? But you just said the ministry responsible for the environment approved it. You just said that. And now you're saying that the risk was enormous. You said it was no ordinary environmental concern. So you're telling me that the Ministry of Environment on their own made such a grave error that you're saying this was no ordinary environmental concern? I wonder if we're hearing what Minister Cattle really saying. You said this was Zone A. So the Ministry of Environment did not know this was Zone A? It was, the circus was going to be, in my notes, I have 70 meters from the Bell pumping station. But that's what the Ministry of Environment is supposed to do. And they're supposed to know this. And we're being told, you told us that the pumping station supplies approximately 25% of Barbados' drinking water. I didn't know that. I learned that from you. You explained that the speed at which the contamination could reach the water supply, and you also described the potential consequences in terms of approaching a national disaster. So hold on. So don't you see that the more serious the government tells us the danger was, is now the more serious the failure to check becomes? Would you all agree with that? Minister Cadler, wouldn't you agree with that? When you laid out how serious this thing was, I was taking notes. I said, but this is a serious issue, national disaster. If this was potentially about the drinking water of, say, a quarter of the country, and surely water protection should have been, the best, should have been, the first question. That should have been asked before the permission was granted. Anything about water. And, one of the most important part of this is that, Minister Cadlier said, she says that under normal regulatory procedure, when a request comes to one agency, that agency would ordinarily reach out to the other agencies to understand the ramifications of granting the request. Exactly. So you are basically telling us that the Ministry of Environment did not consult. Is that what you're saying? They did not consult with the BWA? They didn't consult with planning? They didn't consult with environmental protection. They didn't consult everybody else. You can probably list some of the other people listening. Basically, you're saying, you are telling us really that they did this all on their own, and the cabinet, knew nothing about it until you were passing, and you just saw something out of your little beanie eye on the left side as you were driving, like, oh, what is that? Oh, that's a tent. What are those containers? Oh, what is that? You're trying to tell us that? Which makes me, I just don't believe it. And that's why I'm asking, was Santia Bradshaw thrown under the bus? She's not my friend, but I have to ask the question because something doesn't sound right here. I'm not claiming to know, that this is what happened internally. Remember that earlier when the Environment Minister, Santia Bradshaw, when she was questioned, she was referred further. She referred any further questions to who? If you are listening to this show and following this, to Marcia Cattle, who was chairing the committee dealing with the matter. But now Cattle is become before the country, and now Minister Cattle said you weren't aware. Government became aware when it saw the circus setting up. So if normally the agency receiving the request should consult the other agencies, you told us that the Ministry of Environment granted the local the location permission, who is the minister responsible for the environment? Minister of Environment, Santia Bradshaw, right? That leaves her standing in the middle of this ring. So that's why I asked if Santia Bradshaw is being thrown under the bus, because that certainly is how the explanation appears to anybody. I mean, if you begin to pick it down and to go through it. So, you know, if the environment dropped the ball, the government should come out and plainly say so. If environment didn't drop the ball, then tell us who did. Who did? Who did? And Minister Bradshaw, I hope somebody can send this to her. Because if you know her and you can just send this to her, you have her WhatsApp number. Somebody send this link to Minister Bradshaw. Minister Bradshaw, I want to know, do you agree with Marcia Cattle? Santia Bradshaw, do you agree with Marcia Cattle? Do you agree with her account of what happened? How it happened? Because that I think that's an important question for Santia Bradshaw to answer. Do you agree with Marcia Cattle's account of how it happened? Can somebody quick send this to Marcia, to Santia Bradshaw? Because we want to know, did they put this poor woman under the bus? Or is it true? Now, I want to just quickly kind of segue into something here. Marcia Cattle said that, you know, that the Zone A area, that, you know, there's certain, they have to be careful about what is done on that in Zone A areas, okay? And I remember on the show, Caswell Franklin did a whole session on this show about the water table and about Zone A. I know if you were watching the show from a couple years ago, you remember that we spent a long time, weeks talking about that. And he was trying to figure out, why would the geriatric hospital be placed there? You know what I heard today from a good source? And I'm going to try to get some documentation on it, but from a very good source that I felt comfortable as a truth teller to come to you. You know what I heard? I heard today from a very good source that when the geriatric hospital was proposed, the proposal came for it to be put where it is, that almost all the agencies objected to it. This is what I was told. And I was told that there was one particular minister, and I have to go and check. I have to check for that. I was told that there is a particular minister, and you know, and if anybody can find this for me, that is it true? Is it true that that Sonia Brown would have been one of those the only minister that stood up in Parliament and spoke about Zone A and the issues, the potential challenges with the water table? If it is true that agencies objected to the geriatric hospital being placed there, which agencies objected? And Minister Cattle, were you part of those that objected? Because you have presented a very, very, you know, compelling argument about protecting Barbados from a national disaster. And that's why you guys had to remove the circus So the big question, the big glaring question is the geriatric hospital, which would be there permanently. What about the sewage from that? When will you update us about what you're doing concerning that? How come, we had, last year we had so many pets pre-crop over, during crop over, after crop over, and then I believe, and I can be mistaken, but somebody can tell me, did we have any Carifesta events at the Botanical Gardens, or what they're calling the Botanical, which is also on Zone A? That place has been known as a place of petting and partying. And that would go on weeks on end. And she knows, Marcia, you know too. And that's why you said that you, in those cases, that you would have, found ways to mitigate any of the challenges and consequences that you would have foreseen that could have occurred. And so why could not that be done for the circus? I'm asking you that because I think that a lot of people are saying that you are talking a lot of BS. Because they saw the events being held there, and the big geriatric hospital was put there, even though I was told several agencies said, no, it's not a good idea, but they were overruled. They were overruled by a particular person. And that information, this is important because of what we're talking about right now, about the circus being in the water in Zone A. Because all of it is in Zone A. And you're trying to come to tell us, what are you trying to do? So if anybody out there have any information on these agencies that would have objected to this, can you let me know, please? 236-7000. What was different about the circus? Was it the portable toilets and sewage? Don't you have those at the all those events that were held there? Come on. At the Botanical Gardens, the wastewater, what do you do with that when you have all of those events? Is it the generators? What is it? There were no animals. I could understand probably if there were animals and you're washing down filth and so on. Is it the number of patrons? Is it the duration of the event? What is it? What was that specific circus activity that created that risk that you would say is unacceptable? Let me move along because I want to give people a time to call in. Who brought the circus to Barbados? Why can't we know that? Who actually facilitated the Suarez brothers coming to Barbados? Why is that a top level secret? Who was their local contact? Why up until now in this small country we can't hear? Nobody wants to say anything. Who negotiated with them, Minister Cattle? Who discussed concessions with them? Who arranged the access to the government property? Who is that person? There has to be somebody. Can't just get off of a plane and just come and set up at Botanical Gardens. Who helped to identify the bell? Who is that person that communicated with the government agencies? Who is the local promoter or the representative? We could go back in history. Dr. Derek Allen did that the other night and was able to go back in the history and tell you all the people who were the promoters and representative here on the ground for the other the circuses that came. This is not the first time that the Suarez brothers came. They were here about 20 years ago. Marcia Cattle, why did you come and name them? Name the person. But I know you can't name the person. I know you can't. Because you're expecting us to believe that an international circus negotiated its arrival, imported a substantial amount of equipment. They obtained a government location. They advertised on our radio station here. They sold tickets and prepared to operate without any local intermediary. You're telling me there was no local person at all? I'm supposed to believe that. Barbados, that's why, go read the comments. Go and read the comments. Right? I want you, Minister Cattle, to think about what you're asking us to accept. Think about you're an intelligent woman. Listen to what you're asking us to accept. My God. That an international circus was publicly promoted. Its equipment arrived. It was establishing itself on government, property. A government ministry had already granted permission for the location, right? That enormous circus structure that it was erected, tickets were sold, people arrived. They did it the first night. A performance occurred, and only then did the machinery of government finally determine. They rushed in and they said, "Hold on! This is approximately 70 meters from a critical pumping station in Zone A." You expect us to believe that? Now, let's move quickly to the money. The money. And this is where I did a post today, and I wanted people, yes, they're laughing at the it's funny, the stuff I put up, the imagery, but it's a serious matter. Let's talk about money. Every taxpayer needs to be listening attentively, because the circus is reporting that they suffered losses. Obviously, performances were canceled. They had to dismantle the whole operation and move their equipment, and now it's gone to the garrison, right? And they're talking about discussions about concessions and about, giving financial relief. So before the bill arrives, here's a question. What has this mistake cost Barbados? What has this mistake cost Barbados? Minister Cattle, is the government agreeing to waive fees for them that would have come, money that would have come to help this economy? Is the government the one paying the relocation expenses? Did you start to discuss compensation with them? Why didn't you tell us all of this in the press conference? I want to know, the Suarez brothers, are they threatening legal action or contemplating legal action? Did you make any financial commitments as yet? Will the Barbadian taxpayer pay for the failure, another failure of government coordination? The circus didn't select the government land, grant itself permission, and then, surprise the government by appearing there. I know it's a circus, but they didn't perform a magic thing and just appear there. Somebody dealt with them. Somebody granted something. Somebody knows something. So, as I conclude, who brought the circus? These are the 7 questions. Let's do about 7 questions. Who brought the circus? Who selected or approved the bell? Who in government granted the permission? Who in environment granted the permission? We know it is environment. Well, who? Were agencies consulted before that permission was granted? Why did government or the cabinet then discover the circus only when it saw the setup? That's a serious governance issue. Why did they wait, government? Why did you wait so until the operation progressed that far, before you raise objections? Who is going to pay for it? And I hope that those of you who listen sent this to Santia Bradshaw. I want to ask you, Santia, after listening to Marcia Cadell, I want to sincerely ask you, I hope you're listening to me. I know we talked about the check on it here and so on before. Yes, we did, because we like to talk about acts of accountability. But truly, I am concerned for you. I want to know, Santia, did they just put you under the bus, man? Huh? Did they just throw you under the bus? Santia? Santia, come talk to us. Come over here and tell us. Did they just throw you under the bus? I cannot see that. I don't understand. They said cabinet didn't know. Santia, is it true? The Prime Minister's office, is explaining to Barbados how everything went wrong, and they say it's you. They say it's you, Santia. They say it's you, darling. The Deputy Prime Minister. You could be that incompetent? It can't be. Santia, they throw you under the bus? While there is a life, while you still have life, I hope they're not running the bus over you. The question is, and Santia, is it true that they are dangling, that you were promised the carrot, Santia? Santia, is it true you were promised the carrot? Carrot representing the, when the Prime Minister is, she's not going to run anymore. Because, she told us that, but she's still here. But anyway, she promised that this time around, I'm not. And so that carrot was promised to you of the Prime Ministership. You are the one, you are the ultimate leader when she's gone. But now, is it true that a carrot is dangling and everybody trying to catch the carrot? And Santa, is it true that one of the men that were over at the DLP, everywhere the Prime Minister go, they underneath the Prime Minister arm, under the Prime Minister arm, every meeting, They carry where my handbag. They carry that minister that was never even a junior minister was over in the DLP, and when he was over there, he was an old thief. That's what they said. I didn't say. They said the man was an old thief. And guess what? I hear that the prime minister. Is it true that the prime minister take up the old thief like a bag? Old thief in quotation, because I'm not calling them an old thief. I can't call the man a thief. Is it true that he pick up the old thief that they say that he was and now carry him as a bag, a handbag, and he goes to every meeting? And you are wondering what happened today? What was this was promised to me? Santia, is it true? It no longer then it's not yours anymore. It look like somebody else grabbed the carrot. Or is it that they're dangling it? All of you there? I don't know, fighting over this cabin, the rabbits. Huh? Somebody said earlier, it's good for the eyesight and good for vitamin A. But there is a carrot of prime ministership that everybody want to grab over there. And it's a matter of time. I'm telling you, this is a blood sport thing, you know. They will make this carrot, blood come out of this carrot. They're fighting over it. They will rather mash up this carrot. Because everybody want this. All of them over there like rabbits. They want this. Prime ministership. And poor Miss Santia Bradshaw right now can't reach up for to hold on because she's underneath the bus. She's a deputy prime minister. Is that true? I don't know. Is that where all of it could that be underneath all of this? And who is it really that does not want this circus where it at the botanical in quotation gardens in that area at the Bell? Who is it that doesn't want it there? Who is it? You know, it had to be somebody very important in this country. Could it be the same person who, when the agencies, when it's alleged that the agencies said, we don't want that it's not, they objected to the geriatric hospital being at the Bell. Could it be that it's that same person that is now march up there to the Bell and tell them pull it down? I'm not calling any names, but only one person in this country that can do that. Only one person that can do that. And the big question is why? And did she have her little handbag with her when she went up there? The little handbag, that mash up, that handbag that mash up from when he was over the other party. Because only they mash him up, you remember? And you want to say that they say the man is a thief and I walk up and down with thief? And no, it is that this person is groomed to get the carrot? What could go so? You know, grooming that person to get the carrot? You know what? Let me open these lines here for the people to call in. We have 30 minutes. We have 30 minutes. Don't go sleep on me. Huh? Everywhere I hear they carry that handbag. The handbag go everywhere. The beaten up, mash up handbag go everywhere. They take that the handbag. Listen, they make me talk in Jamaican because I cannot believe that the way they presented themselves there, you know, and they're all, you know, everything, they're all together, everybody over there. This is, we're all new and all the words, they're the buzzwords and things, and they still walk around with the old bag, the old mashup bag that come from the other party. That don't make no sense. But anyway, let's hear this caller. Good night, caller. caller, can you turn off your device? Good night and welcome to the Marcia Weekes Show.
Marcia, you got me cracking up with the you got me, Marcia.
You like to eat carrots? You like to eat carrots?
I start to cough when you pull up that carrot. Marcia.
From my fridge. I like to eat carrots, but listen, I go and I buy my own carrots. I don't wait on nobody to dangle any carrots in front of me. I go and I buy my own carrots.
But Marcia, you done the show with the carrot, man. That blocked the whole show today. The carrot. Oh, did you know in Jamaica? No, we got a Jamaican say for that, blows and skirts.
blows and skirt, pants and shirt.
Seriously though, all jokes aside, seriously speaking. Now we want to know would have explained a couple of things in the chat you were reading the comments pertaining to the bell. Houses that were out there for you. I can prove to you all out here what you were listening to me, Marcia, for a few minutes. How inept Marcia Cattle was when she opened her mouth to speak. There have houses out there for years in the Bell catchment area that were out there for a long time that should never have been built there. Okay? Mm-hmm. They have well-known businesses, I will not call the names out on here, that have been out there for more than 20 years. Okay? Now, it's something out there for more than 20 years. Okay? Now, it will have an effect on those businesses, on those houses. But anything that's going to be out there for only 3 or 4 weeks, there will be no effect. It will take a proper engineer to come here and tell you that. But I can tell you that from the source I have. So, to cap it off, if he knew that, if they knew that beforehand, she would not have come to the media and spoke out what she spoke out, which was unequivocally incorrect. So basically, she did throw Santia under the bus, and by extension, she also committed political suicide to herself too. You understand? Because you have septic wells out there. I'm sure you probably would find that out. They have septic wells out there in the Bell, which is why people had a problem with when they built the geriatric hospital. It should never have been built there. It should never have been built there. And you're going to get all kinds of people standing in that geriatric hospital. What's going to happen there? It's going to get worse with all the diseases and everything that will be. And then it's going to affect the aquifers as well. So, being serious, this is basically what's going to happen, and it's happening. So, obviously, we all know who's the person that called the shot. The big words come through her for that Suarez business to be shut and moved down to the garrison to mash up the garrison down and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right? So, basically, that's it. So, they need to correct that, and we still want to know who made them or who has anything to do with the Suarez coming here. Because if a business is going to, if you got a business, Marcia Weekes, you got a business here, you want to come and do business in Barbados or come perform something in Barbados, you have to make sure that all your T's are crossed, all your I's are dotted first before you enter this island or any place else, before you enter Jamaica, before you enter wherever. You understand? So the mere fact that they knew that means that they know what they're doing. So it's not really that something like come here and the government don't know, or I just see something pop up there, I didn't know nothing about that. That makes no sense. So all this is bad governance. Bad governance. And they all need to be called to account. No accountability, no proper communication, nothing. And this has been the replica. According to the young lady you had on earlier, and congrats to her, she did a fine job, Marcia. That has been the replica of this current administration from 2018 to now. And that is it. Have a blessed night. And let me see carrot again, Marcia.
The carrot right here. Listen, the line is open. Let's see how many we can get in tonight. Let's see if we can get in. Come on, man. Let me hear some of you from the diaspora, because I I mean, can you imagine, those of you, I lived a little bit in the US. Can you imagine this kind of a press conference being given in America? Oh, gosh. Good night. Welcome to the Marcia Weekes Show.
Hello, good night, Marcia.
Good night. Good night. Welcome.
Hey, good night, Marcia. What I would say first thing first. Marcia Cattle ain't making no sense as to what she's saying, because I don't understand. You can't come into Barbados unless you got somebody brought them here. That's what I would say. Somebody know what's going on. So don't mind them. She is an uncircumcised Philistine, because she resigned from the Barbados Labour Party administration parliament twice. Barley policies don't align with her. Yes. She shouldn't be even there first thing.
I agree. I mean, I don't know why she would allow, she's an intelligent woman, very intelligent.
But and they know what's going on with the circus. They know they had consultations with the people, but the way how she came today and she sounds so far-fetched. Because somebody know what's going on.
Yeah, and to believe as somebody right here that these are the people in charge of this nation.
Right, and then it's like a situation where everybody back out. It's crazy.
Yeah, and throw Santia under the bus.
Well, it's too bad for her, because I don't understand what she problem either, but anyway, won't talk about her too much. I'll say why was say the Barbadians, they don't need to go to no circus. We see the circus every day from this administration.
Well, thank you so much. But there's a serious part of this, and it's the cost to the taxpayer. It's a very serious part to it.
Because everything you do, it affects the taxpayers. They have too much in the taxpayers' money. And I believe that taxpayers has the rights to know what's going on with their money.
Yes, so true. Well, thank you so much. I'm going to give way because I want as many calls to come in tonight. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yes. Folks, the line is open, 236-7000. And the line is open, 236-7000. Let me see. Okay, there's somebody. Let me just call them back because we missed this one line. And so we hope that we'll have a system where we'll have several phone lines coming in, and so that we can. Good night. Good night.
Yes, hello, good night.
Oh, you know what to do, Commissioner. How are you doing?
Yes, good night, Marcy. Good night, Marcy.
And happy belated birthday.
Oh, yeah, yes. Thanks much. Thanks much.
Yes, and you're what now, 73?
72.
72. You're 72 years old. Well, congratulations. I wish I lived to see that many years and more. That's great.
Well, I try to do like what Alpha Primary say. 3 score years, 10 and 2, 10 and 3, 10 and 4. You have to tell about another 10, another 10, another 10.
Yes.
And then I try to do it the late for final.
Yes. What are your thoughts on this? It has to be a quick one because I'm trying to have the line free. Yeah, go ahead.
You see me? If I pass on before, I seen a lawsuit coming. And if I pass on before, the place that my next residence will be St. George Parish Church. And don't they have Wi-Fi? Send me the videos and the pictures. And the thing that hurt me, see?
Yes.
When these things do happen, it's really taxpayers got to pay. And this is a $500 and a $5,000 case coming up. Now this ain't going to the CCJ. This is getting some kind of international court or something. And this court case then it end up with billions of dollars. And we, the taxpayers of this country that kept remaining to survive in this country, got to foot that bill. But I asked God to let the right hand of God swing. I want the hand swing. That the 30 of them, I think it's sort of like a Mexican. Pay that man.
Pay him, yes. And
yeah, I want the 30 of them, not a cent of mine or yours nor your husband. And taxes pay that man. Let the 30 of them pay that man. I look at this thing. I know the bell. I know all about there. I was living in one of the areas where the people squat. I know all about there. I know the reservoir. I know the bridge. They got a bridge down there that a steel bridge that bring you from the same reservoir into my lord's. We call it the Lake Chris Village and the Bell Penitentiary area, steel bridge.
Yes.
But a big huge pipe. The gully is so deep. I had to use the steel bridge to bring that pipe over that as far as up to if you know a reservoir there above Memorial School.
Mm-hmm.
That pipe bring the water to it gone all that bell reservoir. And this one by me here near my hands, me that near New Market.
Yeah.
But I can't tons of water about this place. And I pray God that nothing happened with it.
No, we don't want. I mean, if the circus is not to be there, the circus is not to be there. But it's just that
somebody said, "Listing, oh God, what I did drink a one-eye man on a diamond, and them is spirits to them is tell you things."
Yeah.
Somebody put that man out there for that highway, out near the bell. Somebody put he put them he coming at the squatter.
Correct. Well, Commissioner, let me again wish you a happy birthday and thank you for the comments. And let me leave the line open for some other people to call. Okay, we're trying to get in as many as possible. But thank you.
Another night.
Yes, I will be calling you. We want to interview you. Okay, we want to come and interview you. So I'm going to call you. All right, about that.
Them,
okay. Yes.
All right.
Okay. Bye. That's our seniors, and our seniors are not believing it. Our seniors, they are not believing what they are hearing. Right? So the line is open and anybody else can call. And look, somebody, I got the carrot. This is really a carrot on a stick. So somebody went in my home, I won't say who it is, and went and rigged this up for me because I was holding the carrot in my hand, but I got the carrot on a stick. I wish it was a red stick, it's an orange stick. I wish I had the carrot on a red stick because somebody trying to hold on to this carrot. And poor Santia under the bus, she can't reach up to catch this now, you know. Santia, it don't look good for you. It look like you're not going to be able to hold this carrot. You can't hold this carrot. Santia, you're under the bus. You can't catch this. So must be that one with the beat up mash up handbag that came from over the other side. That the other side had already dashed with that handbag. And now the premier madame has picked up. You can imagine you dress up going out and you feel prim and proper and you're in top of the world and you ruling the world and walking around with a dirty handbag, a thief-in handbag, a handbag that mash up. Can you imagine that? Well, that is what is happening. I'm told. Is it true that this premier person, the big works come through that particular person? The ringmaster. Is it true that the ringmaster is walking around with that mash-up handbag to every meeting and every nook and cranny? That one going there? I hear that all the thing about oil and that he took that person take all the information that he had over that other side when he was working with that prime minister, because he was working very close with that one too. And I tell you, I hear that he bring all of that information about the oil over there. That's why she open up her mouth, and the ringmaster said we got oil. So I don't know what the mashup handbag that they are walking up and down promise. But I hear that that person believe that this is promising, and I hear that anyhow this carrot goes to that mashup handbag, get that carrot. I hear that that party go mash up. And you know, we read a letter the other night, and we said that that letter, what did we say? The letter, I said, I'm not sure if the letter is correct. Well, I hear that the man didn't just leave the branch, the St. Philip South branch. The man left the whole party, and not a media house carry it. Not a media house carry it. He got up and left the whole party. He don't want the carrot. He said, nobody will be dangling no carrot in front of me. I am not interested. The man get up, resign, not just from the branch, down here. He didn't just walk away and leave in Darware. I am being told, is it true? I'm being told that the man left the whole party and say he don't want this a carrot. So all of them in there sit down and allow them to be dangling a carrot on a stick. Huh? Everywhere, nobody has to be a handbag. He has to be a handbag. I'm going everywhere like that. I tell you, that's not a briefcase. That is a handbag. A woman handbag. You know, when a woman have a handbag, they don't stop. They keep the handbag with them everywhere. Good night, Mr. Hall. Good night.
Hello, good night.
Good night. Yes. Good night. Welcome to the Marcia Weekes Show. How can I help you?
Yes, good night. Blessings to you, Marcia Weekes. Blessings to the whole entire Barbados, the loyal Barbadians.
Good night. Thank you.
We was calling concerning about all of this circus activity happening in Barbados. And the honest truth now, right, is a very dirty agenda that's going on right now. That's the gospel truth. Because when you really check it and think, everybody going to get you on a bus, right? Check it for instance. Only certain ministers get you on the bus. So basically, that's like a blockade, right? For certain to go on a race. But I feel that that is just a curtain to blindfold us. But I know the dirty agenda bills are being doing at the pass. So they want you to see that this party footches are on the bus. They said everybody on the bus, but I feel it's a curtain. But something more sinister is supposed to happen.
Well.
So you know at a circus, it's got magicians too.
Yes.
Our circus has got real magicians. So when you really check it and think too, right? The train going let certain people on the bus and etc. Right? But people that ain't got the eye span is going to go on like doing things behind the scenes so that they could get themselves in certain positions so they could be favored.
Yes. Well, we will wait and see what is happening. And to our wonderful Barbados, these are the people that the people voted to govern them, to lead them. And this is what is happening, a big circus. And put on top of that, they're fighting over the carrot. The carrot is dangling, and they are fighting over the carrot. put on top of that. The carrot on a stick, you know, the big works person have a carrot on a stick and dangling, you know, before them. But thank you so much for calling.
But I gotta tell you something, all right?
Yes.
Don't talk too much the truth for going on. But anyhow, that I want to put our precinct chair as the leader of Barbados party.
You're saying that you want to put Chris Sinclair as the leader of the Barbados Labour Party?
Yes, I want him to be leader of Barbados party, Chris Sinclair.
Hold a minute. You are saying that because you're saying that you want Chris Sinclair to be the leader of the Barbados Labour Party. Why did you say that?
I got my reasons why.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
I got my reasons why.
Very interesting. All right.
I got my reasons why. But you don't give me two to be leader of Barbados party, though.
Yeah. Well, I was told that if anything like that happened, there will be pandemonium in there. I tell you.
Accusations, not just accusations. No, that's misleading.
Listen, if he's the one that grabbed this carrot, it's done over there. I was told that did not happen. You remember Santia Bradshaw gave
No, sir, not accusations. Not misleading country.
Well, thank you for calling.
Okay, Ronnie, I'm out of here. I'm blessed to do with Barbados and your lawyer agents.
Yes. All right, okay. Thank you. Yes, bye. Oh my God! Somebody said, "Listen, listen. Listen. Some people like things old. They dress up nice and everything. They like things old, even if the bag doesn't match, because you know the bag don't have to match. But if they want something, they want like that bag, and they carry the bag. Somebody said, if I had a handbag like that they would discard it. Oh Lord, oh goodness. Well, oh Lord, I tell you that dangling carrot and you know, at the top of the show, somebody said, you know, well, they probably like vitamin A, and they have eyesight problem. Right? I'm trying to read some of the. Somebody said that, you know, the big works have to go through the driver of the bus. Right? Big works have to go through the driver of the bus. Oh boy, who is driving the bus? The person driving the bus is the same one holding the carrot on a stick. Oh boy. Well, we will see if the handbag, how long that handbag lasts, because they must remember that you know, there was another prime minister that hails from down in St. Philip there, that he used to hitch up underneath that prime minister like a handbag, and I from what I understand, betrayed that prime minister. So the person holding the carrot needs to be careful who you're promising the carrot to and who you want to hold the carrot, because anyway, let me leave that one alone a little bit there. We have a caller. Good night, caller. Welcome to the Marcia Weekes Show.
Let's say good night, Marcia. I'm sorry, Marcia.
You deliberately called me Marcia. Anyway, go right ahead.
My apologies. Marcia, listen to this though.
Yes.
There is a problem with integrity and accountability.
Mm-hmm.
There is a big problem with that, and we can see it.
Yes.
Nobody wants to touch that bill at all. So much so that the persons responsible for allowing this circus refuse to be accountable.
Right.
refuse to show themselves being accountable for this whole thing. So I am saying in this administration, there is a problem with integrity and accountability.
Mm-hmm.
Some person supposed to stand up. I mean, if the minister responsible for the environment is the person who gave permission, I think there should be the one who should have the press conference, nobody else.
Mm-hmm.
So as I said before, there's a big problem with integrity and accountability in this administration. That's my 2 cents.
Yes, and it's across the board. We just saw it. It's manifested in this circus. But can you imagine that? I mean, do you believe them when they said that they only realized that this international circus was setting up? That's the first time they realized, that the circus was actually going to be here. Is they saw the circus being set up?
Anybody that believe that don't believe themselves. Whenever you have such a plan, the $1,000 plan,
Mm-hmm.
you have to make sure that you don't cross your I's and dot your T's So something went wrong somewhere along the line, and I don't believe it was the circus producers' fault. I believe that they had their T's crossed and their I's dotted.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was the people who have no integrity and no accountability that decided that they were going to do what they feel like doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
and somebody should have stepped forward and took responsibility for this whole thing. But you know what I mean? People are being thrown on the bus, but you can't throw integrity under the bus.
Correct.
You can't throw accountability under the bus. And I'm very sorry for Marcia, because it's not cutting at all.
No, that's not the Marcia that we know,
You're making yourself look foolish.
Yes.
in public eyes. The public are not stupid. And I listen, Marcia, I mean, it might be a stretch of the imagination, right?
Yeah.
But I believe that this job that a lot of them took has gone to their heads, have taken away something from them. I believe that.
It's really sad, what is happening, and I know sometimes we laugh so we can get a little release, but the reality is that at the end of the day, again, we will have to pay. Paul, as a Peter pay for Paul pay for Peter, we will have to pay, right? And that
won't be no laughing matter.
It's no laughing matter, really, because this is a clear. I mean, they could take this to court. They could take this to court. So yeah. Well, thank you so much for calling.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you. Folks, as we said, that this circus is not funny. It's not funny. We laugh, but truly, it is not funny. Right? Truly, it is not funny because somebody's got to pay. And we know it is us. That there'll be no change to their salary. They've made this big blunder, and there'll be no change to their salary. There'll be no consequences. There'll be nothing, because they've got to pretend that the party is together and all is well. But we know it is not together, because anywhere, when you throw somebody under the bus like that, everybody in that camp is going to be angry with the person who did the press conference. There's a battle going on in there. I told you, and you're going to see it. It's over this. Is a carrot this is the carrot here dangling in front of them. And more than likely she dangling this carrot and probably don't plan to go anywhere. You will see, or oh, the people wanted me and I have to run again. And after they in there biting off each other's head, biting his ears, fighting one another over the carrot, and she know she ain't giving nobody. Every time they reach out, she raises higher. Oops, she hiding it. Oops, you can't get it. They're trying to hold it, and she, oops. Oh, the people want me to run again. The people want me, you know. They love me. They want me, and I have to serve them. Yeah, but we asking them, you government, I know you're watching me. Keep watching. Who brought the circus? Who selected or approved the bill? Who is the person in environment that granted the permission? Why you don't tell us? What are the agencies that were consulted before that permission was granted? Why did the government or the cabinet supposedly they discover the circus only when they saw it, the setup? And why were the environmental objections only discovered after the operation had progressed so far? Why? And who is going to pay? That's where we end tonight's show. We continue to ask you guys to remember to put up your flag. Remember, I have not done mine yet because I'm working out. I have to get some material in order to get it done. So I'm working on it. All right. So I didn't get any pictures of the flag going up. Put up the flag, please, on your home, on your car, and on your private business. All right. Everybody get a flag and put it up. Yes. All righty. Okay, guys, this is where we end tonight. And we will see you again on Friday evening with Dr. Ferdinand Nichols. And I know he's going to take this to a whole nother level. God bless you all and have a good night. Thank you, Marcia, for joining us. And thank you, Dave, for being such a great support tonight for all that you've done. Thank you to everybody who's joined and made this show a success tonight. All the all the information that you've sent me. I'm just here as a messenger and a carrier and a conduit of all of that. Thank you so much for the prayers that went up for me as well. Keep praying for me. And we appreciate that and our family. We really, really do. Say a prayer for us before you go to bed tonight because you know the vex. All right. So God bless you. And we will see you again on Friday. Bye-bye.
Life isn't always in black and white. Sometimes there is more than what meets the eye. Just look around, I'm sure you will see the colors and hues that paint this country. Aquamarine oceans and sunshine so golden, with black people struggling daily. A green economy, but up in St. Lucie, you know the water still looking brown. That's why I pen this song, cause not once but after 3 times it has to be said. Bajans have decided the way they want to be led. And if 92 love don't sink it into your head, Barbados' favorite color got to be red. When the black man bank account never in the black, but the white man lives in a purple patch and is red BCN. Only red BCN. Colorful language is now how we live. We just even use it in front of the kids when it's red BCN. Only red BCN. schools, they does only get red lights, man, is red we seeing. Only red we seeing. All of the bloodshed, all of that is red. Be red and ready in the LP country. So we going to have a red party, big red party. We go have a red party, big red party. We go have a red party, big red party in the LP country. Some people does flatter to deceive. When they show you their true colors, believe. Cause people will change their colors on you. Some now wearing red, white, yellow and blue. Like Lashley and Tyra, the latest is simpler. Readily jumping on the red wave. No more abusing me, they know in the choir. Oh, what a great turnaround. The lost decade has been found, but Armstrong lead the yellow party in 22. After last election, she cast all them black and blue. Not a silver lining to bring them back from the dead. Even James Paul told Barbadians to vote red. At the idea forums that they are hosted by the red plastic bag man is red we seeing. Only red we seeing. The gun violence got the country doomed like the cricketers that does wear maroon man is red we seeing. Only red we seeing. From the government does just talk pretty. What the country needs is red we seeing. Only red we seeing. Even though he fled, Austin still painting red. But now Ralph can't stop nobody in the LP country. So we going to have a red party, big red party. We go have a red party, big red party. We go have a red party, big red party in the LP country. In the country's kaleidoscope, you will see changes in the orange economy. Though the announcer, he lost the fight. Some crop over events get back the green light. Like party and sweet soca since Archer take over. And they even getting more prize money. The Calypso final gone back to the oval. And whether you believe it or not, we got back a hobble pot. But the music that we hear from these youngsters today, like they're trying to replicate 50 Shades of Grey. The society's moral standards have surely dropped. When vulgarity is what does make you cream of the crop. On the campaign trail up in St. Lucie, a young child was singing explicitly, but it's red we seeing, only red we seeing. In private, some does wear their rainbow badge, but in public, all about in camouflage, and it's red we seeing, only red we seeing. A woman leaves she house, and when she back, find a young upstart in she husband lap. It is red she seeing, only red she seeing. So it was alleged, and how Breedma was said, Lord have his mercy on the LP country. But we going to have a red party, big red party. We go have a red party, big red party. We go have a red party, big big red